Hello folks, today I'm with Carolyn Nichol, certified holistic nutritionist and owner and founder of the Energy Shack, and today we're talking about diabetes.
Hello everyone, I'm so glad to have this opportunity. As mentioned, I'm Carolyn Nichol, certified holistic nutritionist and here one of the owners of the Energy Shack. Type 2 diabetes is on the rise today in incredible increments. Many people feel that or think that diabetes is a sugar issue. I meet with many of my clients who tell me that they can't have any sugar, they can't have any fruits because they're diabetic. Well, although that holds some truth, the real problem with diabetes is not necessarily a sugar issue. The problem that most people experience with diabetes is that there's too much sugar floating in the bloodstream. So this is absolutely correct. Why is there too much sugar floating in the bloodstream? Well, usually the main problem with type 2 diabetes is a cell issue. As you know, our bodies are made up of cells. So in order for us to have energy, our cells need sugar. Now, your body produces glucose through the liver in order to feed every one of your cells every day so you have energy to get up and move, and especially work out with Derwin Johnson. Now, here is the problem with diabetes, is that the cells need the sugar to get the sugar to get inside the cell. Well, here's the problem, is that in order for the cell to have and properly metabolize that sugar, the sugar needs to get into the cell. In order for the sugar to get into the cell, also the insulin has to go in with it. Well, the insulin molecule and the sugar, the glucose molecule, are two different sizes. The glucose molecule is much smaller than the insulin molecule. So when that sugar molecule, the glucose, is trying to get into the cell, it's kind of like a lock and key mechanism. The insulin and the glucose has to go in at the same time. Well, here's the problem, is that if that cell, which has pores on it, has little holes, openings for cells, for the molecules to go in, if it's blocked with, say, saturated fats, the glucose can sometimes slip in, but usually the insulin is too big of a molecule to get through those blockages. So, what's the answer? Well, you go to your doctor and he finds sugar floating in your bloodstream. Why is sugar floating in the bloodstream? It's supposed to be inside the cell because the cell is blocked, and it's usually blocked because there's too much saturated fats. So what does your doctor do? Insulin can't get in, sugar is seeping through but not great. He will give you some sort of a medication, metformin, or even injections of insulin. And what that does is it adds extra insulin into the bloodstream so that it's forced into the cells. This is a major problem because insulin actually acts as a toxin in the system. Your body tries to rid yourself of it because it's too much, and it's way too much for your liver to flush that out all the time, so you're creating secondary issues. What's the answer? How can we fix this? I'll tell you, we're reversing type 2 diabetes here left, right, and center at the Energy Shack. The reason being is if we can just unblock those cells, take that saturated fat off the cell, then the sugar and the insulin can get in naturally and without any problem. Well, how do we do that? Where do saturated fats come from? They come from dairy products, they come from meat products. So if we can eliminate meat and dairy out of the diet, add lots of fresh salads and even your fruits with whole grains to regulate the blood sugar, you will find that your blood will thin out. Saturated fats will start getting flushed out through that liver. And when you're eating your essential fatty acids, your nuts and your seeds that are not roasted and salted, your flaxseed, your olive oil, your coconut oil, they will pick up bad fats and flush it out of the system as long as you're having a really big salad at least once, but should be twice a day. So the answer, get rid of the meat, get rid of the dairy, start eating fresh whole foods. Have some fruits in the morning followed by some whole grain, oats or quinoa or millet. At lunchtime, have a wonderful big leafy green salad followed by some plant-based cooked food. If you're still hungry at night after all that food, have yourself a salad or a green smoothie. You will watch that fat just disappear out of those cells, and you will notice that your blood sugar will regulate because it's not being stopped anymore by all that saturated fats. So try that for a couple months and you will shock your doctor that you don't need those type 2 diabetic meds anymore.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be bringing you wellness tips, recipes, and other goodies. And as always, let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine thy food.